Hey you, so in this video 2017 stacking lessons learned, I'm going to be going over some of my good and bad purchases and just go over the lessons that I've learned whilst I've purchased these coins. Now when I'm saying bad purchases, it's not necessarily the coins I'm going to be displaying are horrendous. For me, a bad coin is a coin that doesn't go on to sell on for a profit even sooner than later, preferably sooner than later, because the later it gets, the more I see that profit diminishing. If we're talking about a rising spot, for me the best opportunity there is to have weight. So I want to be able to flip these coins sooner than later so I can go on and pick up more weight in the long run. So a bad modern collector coin is a coin that ends up stagnating or just not doing what I wanted it to do and just dragging along. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad coin. I mean, I did buy these coins in the end of the day, so they're going to have something to them. So I'm just going to go over a few of the coins that I purchased in 2017. Obviously I've got an array of coins there. I've got dogs in, so I'll display those also and just give my points on the lessons learned from them, maybe what I intend to do moving forward. So jumping straight into this, I'm going to be displaying these 2017 Kookaburra set coins. Now this is the set coin. On the left we have the proof, and then on the right we have the BU. Now this is the set that was commissioned by APMEX. Now moving forward, for me that's going to be a no-no or definite warning flags, you know, when it's just commissioned by, and especially by those guys, because they can just be real brutal in terms of what they go on to resell, put the prices up at. Now I did not mention on the recent video, is it bad or is it just business? But you know, after thinking about it longer, I think it is bad. It's literally bad business, because these coins were commissioned by APMEX from what I understand. But when you get a coin like that, Perth Mint can actually sell a large number of them. I think they hold on to a large number of them. I don't know how many it is exactly, but they had these coins and they sold them at half the price that APMEX would later go on to sell them for. So individuals that purchased these from Perth were able to capitalize. But where I think it still didn't work out for them in the long run is that they was able to get something at half the price, but by the time APMEX had done what they're infamous for doing and getting these coins in and just slapping them up for double the price, it was just an absolute killjoy, and individuals just didn't want to be looking at the set no more. I think now it's more sketchy than ever. This is why I say it's bad, because once you take the wind out of individual sales like that and they turn off, they're not coming back. They'd sooner just wait for the next best coin. You're only going to have a hardcore investor or collector that's going to want that coin and will be willing to pay whatever price is up. Now, looking at that, those individuals are even going to get it when it first comes out or get stung with the APMEX price tag. Those individuals may just be buying the one because they want it for their collection. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what these are meant for in the end of the day. But if you're somewhat of a cowboy investor like myself, you want to be able to purchase these and sell for more on the secondary market, dealers like APMEX are now looking at that and they're pricing it at that. The bad thing is I'm looking at other markets and seeing, well, that technically doesn't happen there. Yes, I know if you're looking at art or cars or luxury watches and the likes of, the individuals that make them or the mint or the manufacturers that make them have a set price and then the dealers sell at that price. They don't then go on to whack the things up. Now, all those other things I mentioned, some don't increase on the secondary market and some do. But, you know, it's once they're sold out from the dealers. So dealers setting one price and then increasing it, it's bad business practice if you ask me, no matter how you look at it. If you can start at one price, you can finish at that same price. Just because there's demand there, you shouldn't necessarily whack the prices up. It's business. I'm not crying and moaning. I'm just bringing it to light that I don't think it's good business, because it's not like you're selling at a loss when you're selling it at intro price of say £70, and then before the day is done you've got the coin up at £150, whatever that may be in dollars or euros. If you can do it at one price, you should stick at that price. I think that works out better for everybody. So everybody in the chain gets to eat. The mint gets to sell them at that price. The dealer gets them cheaper than whatever they're selling them for from the intro. And then those that go on to pick up, it brings more people in. It keeps the ball moving. When you've got dealers now just getting them at a set price, trying to save face and saying, we'll give it you at this price for 10 minutes and then we're in, you know, you're getting it from both ends. It just leaves them stagnating, and that's what's happened with this set. APMEX actually went on to put the set on discount eventually, but what I'm seeing is that individuals that wanted the coin either going to get the coin, and just that process of the increase can turn individuals off. You know, whether they wanted it or not, it turns each individual for their own reasons. For me, who wants to be able to go on and sell it, it shows me that it could have sold a coin. So you're holding a coin that could have sold for double the price, but the dealer, not even the mint, decided to do that for you and just took that thunder away. And, you know, I could be left with a sour taste and turn away. A collector may think, oh, I'm not interested in that. They'll go on sell at some point. And it just leaves the whole series stagnating. For coins that are flying off the shelf, that's not a problem. But for me, it's a problem. So moving forward, looking at these dealer exclusives, and especially when we're talking about someone like APMEX, it's going to be a no-no for me straight off the bat, because you're going to get these silly antics that's just going to leave the series stagnating. So looking at this, we get straight into the Rooster first. When I picked this up, it was just more off the whim thing. You know, I didn't really clock onto the potential of these straight away, but as time went on and I started really analysing what was going on here, it was a fantastic purchase. I believe I was the first one to display the gold on YouTube. It was a stunning piece. It was still going for sensible prices. I wasn't able to lock in on the very first intro price, but I did end up getting it for a very decent price now as I flipped through to dealers. It was the first offering from this mint. I believe they do the Wildlife series. So, you know, this is their first big hit that they've got on their hands. And us being on the second coin and already seeing these types of foolish antics from the dealers and maybe them themselves, it can be somewhat off-putting, because when I picked this up, I was really ranting and raving about it. It had a lot of potential. Yeah, I mean, you didn't get the greedy APMEX in the corner, but instead you got a load of greedy European dealers that went on to do the exact same thing. Now, once again, it's bad business. It is business, but it's bad business. You can afford, you get the coin at a set price. You know, you've got more than enough coins. Why don't you do that with all the coins? So you're working off of demand, you know. But then, are you selling just to pure collectors, or cowboys like myself not welcome or not invited? So we're looking at the dog now, which is where we have all this current frenzy and craziness going on. Moving forward, I think even the increasing on the gold can become some type of a inconsistency, because you've got individuals, if you're not part of the first 100 that got the Rooster coin, what are you going to do moving forward? They put an extra 88 coins into circulation. So for any serious collectors, are they ruling out now because they can't get the Rooster, or are you just starting from the dog? I mean, that's the dilemma. We don't know what they're going to do on the third release. Come the pig, are we going to have 288 or 388, or will it stay at 188? What are you going to do now that you've started this model? I mean, it's good. You have it on a good running series. Another thing with this series is that when you have a series like this now, I'm ending up gauging other series against this. So if a coin comes out and it says it's got a low mintage, I'm looking at, like, this is the model, this is the cookie cut you got to beat. If you got a gold mintage of 100 that does well, you know, you've got X, Y, and Z in your silver proof. I'm looking at these as 1,000 is the sweet spot once again. So I'm gauging a lot of series against this now, but seeing where this goes price-wise, with all the antics going on, I don't think it's going to hurt them immediately. I think it's just going to take a little longer to really capitalize and cash out on these coins. With the same model with the 100 that they've done with the ships, it was able to catch up to the Rooster in no time in terms of dealer buyback. But we're going to have to see when the next ship comes out, will they be increasing the minted? Because on the Lunars, it was expected where you have the Lucky 88 incorporated into it, but we're going to have to see what they do with the ships. They've got a hit on their hands, but I think same way I played a role making them, I can also play a role breaking them if they get a bit too greedy. You know, it is what it is in the end of the day. People are still going to buy and collect these things, but I highlighted all the good points, so I'm doing the same for the bad points. So we'll just have to see how it plays out moving forward. But for me, when I'm looking at any other series now, I'm gauging it against this series right here. So if we're talking mintage, if we're talking prices, I want to be able to see a coin do what this coin's done. You know, when we're talking about the proof, it was great for the nautical proofs and the Rooster proofs. This is the first one on the dog that we started seeing the proof start over 100 euros upwards. So straight away, once again, you've got dealers tucking into any type of potential profits a cowboy investor like myself could have got. So that's what lessons I've learned from that. Looking at this one, I've talked about this one before. This was one that I purchased off of the strength of the 2016, thinking it was going to be just as strong. I ended up getting egg in my face. It wasn't as strong. The 2016 seems to be in a league of its own. I mean, it's still demanding crazy profits, but this one here, I can't even see this going anywhere near that as time goes by. Lesson learned from that is just because the first one done great, it doesn't mean the second one's going to. It was a dealer exclusive, a mint exclusive, should I say. I mean, Royal Mint normally does the majority of their selling on their own site. So for them to claw back in on the action, all they done was increase the mintage on the 2017. Hasn't done the serious no good if you ask me. I bet they've got more than enough lingering around, but we'll just have to see how that works out. Lesson learned once again, I won't be jumping in no serious just off the strength that the first one done great. Now these are lessons everyone may know, but this is my first time on the merry-go-round here. Another somewhat of a bad purchase would be the silver Krugerrand coin. I think this was destroyed by the mint themselves. They just went for greed over quality in the long run. They just, when you've got a coin where you give it maximum mintage and maximum price, but just absolutely minimum quality, would you expect? I mean, you get the silver Krugerrand. For individuals who love the coin, purist collectors, I mean, they must be very happy with this. This was a first, and I don't think it's done very well in the long term. They have many proofs, NBUs lingering around, just staggering about. I ended up getting a few of these, but ended up just holding on to the one piece that you're looking at here. The quality was just horrendous on these coins, and I just don't see them doing a lot. Even dealers are just saying they don't know what's going on. I don't think they minted all, so I think they're cutting their losses. Instead of minting more and reducing the price, they're just being hard-headed and leaving it do what it's do. So yeah, it's going to be 50-50 in what individuals think happened with these, but personally I don't think they've done too well. I won't be moving forward on no more silver Krugerrands. So the lesson learned there was when the dealer gets a bit too greedy and puts mintage and money over quality, there's just nothing to take away from it there. Now looking at some of these coins, lessons learned from these was capitalizing on a hype coin when it was ripe. And I believe I traded out the Swan coins that I ended up getting. Now, interesting fact is the dealer wouldn't give me the same price he gave me now that we have the silver proof and the gold offerings of the Swans. So that was a very valuable lesson learned. I mean, I think it was around the same time I was cashing out a lot of my collector coins and just taking advantage and striking while iron was hot, so I was able to gain more weight in gold. Now the same kind of lesson learned here when I got these 5-ounce gold kangaroo coins. I had a coin or a load of coins that I thought was hot, nothing saying that they wasn't, but analysing all the trades that I'd done to date, I realised it may not be as good for me come the end when that series ends. So I was able to cash out, break even just a little over, and once again put it into more gold weight. I've actually gone on to sell a few of those to fund some of these bad boys, so we're going to see if I can end up putting it into a more stronger coin with likelihoods of being able to get double my weight. So we'll see how that plays out in the long run. So that's just a few of my lessons learned in 2017 as I've been buying the good, the bad and the ugly. But it'd be fantastic to know if you guys have any coins that have gone on to do great things that you're holding on to for a right time, or you flipped, or any coins that you missed out on that you wish you'd got, or any of the coins here that you just personally passed on altogether. I mean, it's easy to say they're all a load of crap and you don't collect none of them, but if that was the case, you would have missed out on many opportunities. And if that's an individual's mindset, I can clearly point out where they've missed out on opportunities. Of course, there's going to be losses, but there's also going to be gains. So there is some fun to be had in the modern collector market, and that's all I'm referring to here with these modern collector coins. But it'd be fantastic to know you guys' thoughts in the comments. So hate or love it, let me know what you think of this video. Don't forget to come and follow me on the platforms I've left in the description. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys in the rebound.